together. There's nothing better. It's now or never. Make it through somehow. Make it through somehow.
Hey mamas, it's Shay Bland. Welcome back to the Mommy Me Please podcast. Today I have two guests and they're going to tell you their name, how old their baby is, and then their baby's name.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I'm Amaya. I'm 26. I have a bonus daughter who's 4. I have a 1-year-old daughter, and then I'm also expecting another daughter.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh, you got 3 girls. Got 3 girls.
Yes,
Oh,
Lord.
bless you.
God
honey.
bless you. Yeah.
Bless you.
God bless you.
Okay.
My name is Brittany. I'm 26. I have one daughter. Her name is Brooklyn, and she is 3 years old.
Yes, awesome. And you guys already know, but I'll just let you know. My daughter is 5 months now, and her name is Aubrey Nicole. Okay, so first question, jumping right into it. What was the most memorable moment of your labor and delivery? Who's gonna jump in? You wanna go?
I'll go ahead. All right. The one that came to mind for one is definitely my husband being asleep. I know,
Wait
right?
a minute.
Yeah, so that
During?
just came to mind because I just remember, not the whole time, he was very supportive, but there was a moment, like, I labored, like, for a long time, so, like, overnight, and he was just in the chair, just slumped, and I'm just in there having contractions, but then when he did wake up, he was there, but then another would definitely be making a decision whether I wanted to get that epidural. So I went 6 centimeters, and then I was like, should I not? So we kind of made that decision because we really wanted to go natural. But I halted at 6. So I would say that was memorable for me because I really wanted to do the natural thing.
Yeah.
So it was hard for both of us to make that decision.
Yeah. The sleep part is funny. Like, I would have
Yeah.
literally been like, JR!
I
Wake
tried.
up!
But I was
Wake
like, you
up!
know what?
But I guess
He's
if we're
here.
laboring, I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
What is he gonna do?
Yeah.
He was knocked out, so I was like, well, at least he'll be awake when I need him, I guess.
Yeah,
Let him
true.
get some sleep. It wasn't for long, but I just saw the picture when you asked memorable
Like,
in my head.
he was asleep.
You know.
What was the most memorable for you?
I would say kind of like the same thing. I had this whole plan. I was like, I'm gonna go natural. Like, I have a high tolerance for pain. Like, I have tattoos. I have everything. Like, I'm good. You know. And then it got real. Like, I went in there at 11. And my contractions got so bad, like they couldn't monitor
Wait,
them.
11
a.m.
Okay, girl, I thought you meant like you
Oh
went
no,
in.
and I told
I
Jesus.
thought she was saying 11 centimeters.
Oh no.
For Brittany.
No, I went in at 11 a.m.
Okay.
after I had my Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
And then my contractions got really bad at like 2, like maybe 4, and they were so bad that they couldn't monitor them on the screen. They were like, oh, they're really strong, and they were like quick. And I remember at one point, I was like, it was 8.5 centimeters. I was like, give me the epidural. Like, I was screaming, and you know, like in the beginning, like you're hoping, like for me, I was like, I always wanted like a woman nurse. 8.5, I was like this. It was a man. I didn't care. He was trying to put stuff in me. I was like, get her out, you know? Like, so for me, it was the same thing. Just like accepting, like, yeah, you might have a plan, but sometimes like your plan doesn't work. And then I had to get an emergency C-section as soon as I got the epidural because it dropped her heart rate. So for me, it was kind of hard because I struggled for a while. I was like, if I would have just stuck it out, like I could have did it. But I would say like the pain was real for me. Like,
Girl.
Yeah.
And the fact that you remember it so vividly, though, because honestly, me, like, I have a video and everything, but I honestly, like, in this moment, can't remember. I remember it was painful, but I can't remember, like, how painful it was. Like, I can't even remember the pain.
Yeah, I know what
thing,
you're
you know what I'm
saying.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't, like, if I was to flip right now with no but I can't really remember. But definitely it's real. Like when I first started having my contractions, I was like, oh, I can do this. I was talking and I got to this, I was like, ooh. But I would say too, the breathing through it, like breathing through the contractions really helped me. Like learning to just breathe through it. And I know I would like scream sometimes or like I would like not like push it like through my abdomen, and she was like, no, you have to use all that energy, all that pressure, and like breathe through it. And once I did that, it did help me, but definitely it hurt.
Yeah,
it hurt real bad.
It was real.
Yeah, my epidural, it didn't even work. So I got
I
got it at 6. I had her 2 hours later, so like they're thinking what happened was like I was so close to almost being at the end. So like I still felt the pressure when I pushed her out. I still felt the
So I mean,
transition.
you had a natural birth.
You had a natural birth.
You had a
Yeah.
natural birth.
Yes.
So a question, because I hear this a lot, and I have my own opinions about it. But so with the heart rate thing, right?
Mhm.
I hear that a lot. Like my baby's heart rate drop. My baby. Do you believe that?
No.
Okay.
I
don't either.
Because to me, it's like, I don't know. I just feel like it just happened all so fast. Like, oh, her heart rate dropped. Like, okay, well, why don't, like, I wasn't stressing. I had literally got the epidural. Like, I feel like her heart rate would have dropped. Okay, why didn't they do it when I was stressing, like, in pain?
Right.
But I don't know. I feel like sometimes they use it as an excuse to just, let's just go ahead
'Cause they're
and, like,
tired.
yeah, like, they're tired.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I feel like they're tired, and like again, I know doctors are gonna be like, "Girl, shut up."
They want
But
their money.
They want the money.
Yes.
Like I honestly feel like that.
Yeah.
Of course, like C-sections, cost more, and so I would just say, for me having my daughter in a birthing center, right? I feel like if I would have went to the hospital because I am so small, I feel like they would have told me the same thing. Honestly, I feel like I would have, and I don't know, but I feel like I would have ended up in a C-section for some reason that they didn't came up with. The fact that and I asked the midwives, have y'all ever had anybody that y'all had to like transfer to the hospital because of that? Out of all of the births, they've only had to do one person that way.
Oh, wow.
Out of all of their births.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
just really
That
thought
makes
I
sense.
would just and people don't understand, like when you go to the hospital, you can ask questions. Like you don't have to. Now, granted, if they're like, no, the baby like you have to have it, but I would ask questions. They would have to explain to me. And I know like when you're in that mindset, but telling your support system, whoever's there with you, if this happens, I need you to ask X, Y, and Z to make sure it's really necessary. Because I hear that so much. Like
Yeah.
I think that's so true too, because I feel like that's what kind of gave me the push to get the epidural was the nurse. She was like, oh, "It's been a long time. You've been laboring. You're still at 6." So they're kind of like, "You sure you don't want to get the epidural?" Like they really kept pushing it, and then I'm like, "Okay, maybe I should get it." So yeah, I think the same thing too.
yeah, so any moms out there, I think y'all should just really just ask questions and make them feel the pressure because they're telling you all this stuff, and we're trained to, listen to
Right,
them.
because
You
that's
know,
their
like,
profession.
hey, you're supposed to get this, this, and this.
Yeah.
But they're doctors of medicine.
Right.
So they're trained to give you medicine.
Right.
Or C-sections. All right. So next question: did you experience any complications during pregnancy and or during birth? It's like I know, like the like anybody had morning sickness? Anyone?
Well,
else?
yeah,
You
I
didn't have
did.
morning sickness? No,
I
you didn't
had
have
I had
that.
it like 3 times.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah.
then so anything else? Like any complications?
No, thank God. My back. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like the usual, like the back pain, and I had sciatica where the nerve is being pressed on. So
Oh
that,
wait, what's that?
Oh,
Okay.
girl.
So
What's
yeah,
that?
I'm dealing with that in this pregnancy too. But so this anyway, I'll go there. So sciatica is basically where the nerve is just being pinched in your lower back area, and it can shoot all the way down your
Oh,
buttocks
yes.
to your
Yes.
I still have it.
Yeah.
I had it even
So
after.
Yeah.
no, so literally, I had it, and I was going to a chiropractor, right, through my whole pregnancy, and so she would like adjust your bones, blah blah blah. But then she did this thing where she like put some shock like on my pelvis area, like she shock. Ever since she did that, I came home and like it would be like this nerve in my back. It would shoot down like to my butt, like you said. Sometimes it would shoot down my leg.
Yeah.
I would go, ooh,
Yeah, yeah.
You can't move.
It's
I'm like,
real.
oh my, and then like JR and my dude was like, was that a contraction? I'm like, I don't think this, but of course I've never felt what a contraction was. I'm
Right,
like,
right.
I don't think so, but I don't know. If this would have felt like, then that's weird. This is not how people explained it.
Right.
But yeah, that's,
Yeah.
what is it called?
Sciatica.
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 Yeah.
I didn't know what it
It's
was
real.
called.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And this time around, I'm going to a chiropractor, so I just had my second appointment. And she helps like get it out or whatever, however you explain it.
Yeah.
But press on the muscle to
Ooh,
get it out.
girl.
But yeah.
So with the chiropractor thing, because I know a lot of people, when they think chiropractor, they think that you just go in there and like cracking bones, boom, boom, boom. They're like, oh, you're pregnant, so why would you, do that? You only said you've been like once.
This one, yeah, I just had my second appointment yesterday.
So like, what's your experience with that? Do you like it or?
So far, I do. She seems to give me like good information. That's helped really. Yesterday, I was walking pretty normal when I left out of there. The first time, no, I was in pain when I left. Like from her, I guess like really pressing on the stuff, and I wasn't expecting the crackings and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, because I'm pregnant, so I didn't think she'd be getting on top of me and like really cracking my bones. But yeah, stuff.
I remember going to the chiropractor and she like set me on my side and then she like pressed her body and like my back, and I was just like, to hear it, and it didn't really hurt, but to hear your bones, you just be like, what, my baby okay? And the bigger you get, girl, it's gonna be real. God bless
She
you.
does my neck too, so she'll like pull my
your
neck,
neck,
and then just. And I'm
That'd
like,
be feeling good though. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing
kind of freaks
at
me
the
out.
cameraman.
I'm like, ooh.
He's like, what?
Yeah, what is happening?
It feel good though. I mean, I felt good. I drink a lot of water though afterwards.
Okay.
Because it helps with your bones, like not to ache as much.
Okay.
Just like when you go get a massage,
Mm-hmm.
you should drink water. Drink like a lot of. Well, you should be drinking water anyway.
Anyway, yeah, should be.
Yeah.
Okay, so any complications, pregnancy, or during your birth?
Don't remember. I would say I had a pretty easy pregnancy. I didn't have like I said, I didn't have morning sickness. I had a lot of like really bad like pelvic pain though, especially towards the end. Like I couldn't like. It hurt to get up out the bed to just go to the bath. Like it hurt so bad. So I would say like that was my only complication. And then of course in labor with my daughter's heart rate. But other than that, like no, it was pretty easy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What was the most eye-opening thing about mommyhood after you went home? Like, what was like, okay, it's real?
I think you hear that you're not gonna get any sleep, but to actually live it, it's a whole different thing. Like, cause she, Soraya, she would not sleep. Like, I feel like I was feeding every hour, and I didn't know a whole lot, which I wish I would have got more educated on the breastfeeding postpartum part. Cause I would be like, I just fed you. What is wrong with you? Like, are you not getting enough milk? Like, I was worried that it was something I was doing wrong, and then to learn like, oh no, she's just cluster feeding, or what is that? So yeah,
all these terms they just throw at you like you just felt like you was born to know this stuff.
Just no sleep was hard. Yeah, I would say definitely that.
So question, being that your husband likes to sleep during stuff, do like when you're like breastfeeding and stuff, like does he just be like knocked out?
He would be present, but he would try. Hey, I love you, but he would be present, but he would be tired a lot. But see, he's in law enforcement, so he works 12-hour shifts.
True.
Sometimes 7 days a week. So he's tired. So he would do the best he could. Let's just
Well, let me just be real, okay? Because JR, he works from home sometimes. And he just be over there knocked out.
Yeah.
And I be looking at him like,
yes.
but it's, honestly, like you said, it's nothing. He tried, like, granted, a couple of times I will come up and, he'd be like, all right, we up. And he would doze off. He would doze back off. But, to be honest, it's nothing he could do. Like, I was up having to feed her. Yeah. If I'm up feeding her, I might as well change her pants. There's no point in me, you know. And if I'm up all, like, having to wake up all night, he's getting rest.
Right.
Then maybe he can take her later because he's well rested.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm very envious. Especially when she was younger. I just be looking at him like, I just want to throw some water on you.
And when I started pumping, I felt like that was good too, because I would make them be like, okay, so you have her tonight. You're off tomorrow, so the bottles are in the fridge.
Was that easy for you though?
No, because I would still wake up.
See?
Like literally, he'd be in the rocking chair, and I'm supposed to be asleep. He'd be like, "Babe, go to sleep," and
it's hard though.
I'm keeping over there to make sure everything's okay. So I guess that's just a motherly instinct or something.
Yes, because we did try it a couple times where we had the bottle for nighttime feedings, and I'm like, all right, Jerry, it's your night. And I'm up like this, looking at this.
Yeah.
Why are you up? And then one night, y'all, I have like those little bottles. It looked like a boob, but you open it from the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
The whole bottom fell off one night when he was feeding her. Y'all, it just stressed me out so bad. Like, you know what?
I got it.
Give me the baby. And but like you said, your motherly instincts, like if the baby's up and especially when they're young, you like, is she okay? Is he okay?
Yeah.
It's both of them.
I feel like the best thing for people to do maybe is like take the baby to another room. Because then maybe the mom will sleep, and I'll try that next time around. But because
when JR now, like if she wakes up in the middle of the night, like or early in the morning, I still want to sleep, he'll just bring her downstairs, and I will knock out. Like don't hear
you
nothing.
Good.
I'm like be knocked out. Okay, what about you?
For me, it was postpartum. Like, you know, you hear people talk about like, oh, like you can go through postpartum, it's all these signs. But my thing is, I was in denial. Like, I was like, oh, I haven't had thoughts about like killing my baby, so like I'm good, you know. But it was like, it was a lot that went on during my pregnancy and even after my pregnancy, in that I didn't have a relationship. Like, I didn't feel one with my daughter, and it was times where I would literally like be looking at her like, yeah, like it's a baby, you know. People be like, how do you feel, like motherhood? And it's like, for me, instead of just being honest or like talking to someone, I was like, I'm good, like I'm great, like I love it. But like deep down inside, I was like not so depressed, but I was just like lost. I was confused. I didn't know. I was like, what I got myself into. And then finding ways to like finally talk about it or finally like deal with it, because it's something I feel like is looked, not even like focused on. Like people are like, as long as if you know don't have negative thoughts towards your child, then you're fine. But it's just like, no, because as the mother, your responsibility is to be good. Like your baby will feel that. And my like, and it was crazy because my daughter, like, she was pretty much, my parents would tell you, like, when she was a baby, she looked kind of like mad all the time. Like, and I thought, I was like, maybe she just has like, because a part of me is in the past used to be just very just like nonchalant.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe it's that. But like afterwards, going through it and realizing it, I feel like a part of her felt how I felt. Like she knew, okay, like my mom isn't really like feeling me, like, you know. So she would be very like whiny sometimes, or fussy, or just didn't want to eat. And you know, I felt like it was hard for me. But I finally got to a spot where I was comfortable to talk about it. And then like I prayed about it, and you know, now she's like my little BFF. But you know.
So how did you, for any mom like dealing with that, how did you, I guess, get to the point to talking about it, and then who do you go to? Like, what do I do?
So for me, it was hard because I had this one time where my mom told me, she was like, sometimes if she's crying and you fed her everything, just put her in her crib, shut the door, and do what you got to do. Well, me, I took that as, and my mom said it's good. Like, if I don't want to deal with her, leave her. So I remember this one time I was at home by myself, and I was like, I can't do this. And I literally got in my car, and I called my god sister at the time, and then I think I called my best friend, and I was like, I'm about to leave Brooklyn at the house. Like, and it's crazy because you're not inside your own mind. Like, you're literally like saying thoughts that you know, you wake up and you're like, I won't say that, but I felt like that.
Yeah.
So for me, thank God my best friend was like, okay, you need to talk about this. Like, girl, like, how do you feel? So for me, I think it was finally finding confidence in myself to be like, okay, it's okay to not be okay. You know, like, Brittany, it's okay. You had a baby. Like, people don't understand, like, that changes your whole life. Like, your whole life. You know? So finding somebody that you are confident in talking to it about, and sometimes somebody that's going to be like, okay, I understand you feel like that, but let's talk about what you need to do, instead of being like, it's okay, girl. Like, it's okay. Like, sometimes, no, you need somebody that's going to be like, okay, well, let's talk. What's the plan? Because this your child, they ain't going nowhere.
Right.
So you got to figure it out.
Figure it out. Yeah.
So finding someone, like I said, who is going to be real with you, but somebody who can be like, okay, I understand that's how you feel. Yeah. You know?
And not like so harsh about it.
Yeah.
They understand. But like you said, tell you, you know, like, all right, it's time to get it together.
Yeah, girl, because she is here for the rest of your life.
And so I think it's important too not to and I mean, if it happens this way, okay, but anybody that may be going through it right now, not to get to a breaking point. Like like you said, just being real with yourself and saying, you know what, it's okay not to be okay, and I need to get help now before, like you said, it affects your baby.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it affects you, your thoughts and everything like that. I didn't go through like postpartum depression. I was almost there. But, you know, I don't feel like I went all the way there, but there was, you know, things where, you know, you start having thoughts like, wow, like, did I make a mistake? You know, like, it's just all of these like different thoughts. Even like with me breastfeeding my my baby, like, you know, am I not good enough because, you know, I'm having to do it this way? And it's just all these different thoughts, and you can get really caught up in your thoughts, and it just brings you to this depressing place. And like those first 2 weeks, especially with breastfeeding, it's hard. Like, and this person is depending on you 100%. And you just like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like I just
Yeah.
felt like it was no more me.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Too. Like, and so with that, I'm a little bit not all about me. I'm not like selfish, but but it's just different because you have to like literally share your life. You have to share. I had to share my husband. It's
Yeah.
just like so it's just different. And so
Yeah.
I didn't go like into a depression state, but pretty close, to it. But like you said, being open, being able to talk to my husband, to his mom, and having that support system, I think really helped me. So
I ended up getting a therapist. So
yeah,
like it's real. Yeah. It's like I would have, and I think too the sleep deprivation, like that goes with it as well, because you're not getting rest. So your mind is just all out of whack. Your hormones are all out of whack. So I think all of that can go into that. And I think getting a therapist or a counselor or somebody you can talk to
Yeah.
is good as well. Sometimes somebody you don't know is good too. That's a therapist that's certified or whatever. So they can help you with like exercises. Like she would give me things to do, or like this week, give me 20 things by the time we meet next time of the positive things you love about her. So you could think more on the good. So yeah, it's
That's good.
definitely real.
Oh, and I have one more thing. I would say like to anybody who's pregnant or interested in being like becoming a mom, just realize like, because one part that sent me into depression is comparing. I compared the whole
Yes.
time, like, but such and such got to do like they did it this way, and like when you have your mind set, this is how I want it to be, like it's gonna be this, and then it doesn't happen, you can really fall into depression because you're like you said, like, did I fail? Like, what did I do wrong? Why didn't it work for me? And I'm seeing such and such, they can do it. And that is another thing that sent me there, because I compared my story to everyone else's story. Like, girl, your story's going to happen the way your story is going to happen.
right.
Like, okay, I wanted to breastfeed.
Yeah.
I got to a point, I was like, and
Yeah.
it's honesty, like,
Yeah.
I didn't go through with it.
Yeah.
But I had to like be like, okay, Brittany, it's okay that you didn't. Like
Right.
your daughter's still eating she's still getting her
Yeah.
nutrients,
Right.
or just accepting like it's not going to be the same for everybody.
Right.
And if it is not the way that you want it to be, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's
So.
gonna all come together.
Yeah.
Trust me, because I was like you said, the breastfeeding one is a very very good example, because that's one thing I struggled with, and like my husband I was finna give Aubrey the formula real quick. I had the Similac on the vanity just in case, okay, because it was really 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 hard. But I was determined, like you said. It's all in what you want to do, right? But like I really wanted to breastfeed,
Yeah.
and so just being very determined in that. But like I said, I just had that Similac on the vanity just in case, some things didn't go as planned. But
Same here. I went 3 months and I struggled
Yeah.
for those 3 months. And then the decision to give it up made me feel less of a mom. I'm like, I should be still going. And then, like you said, like you'll get on Instagram or you'll talk to friends that have babies and they're like, going until they're a year. And even now, because she's 14 months, so it's like, I know people that made it the whole year, and I'm like, did I do the wrong thing? And even now, I'm like, I need to let that go,
yeah.
And she's fine. She's healthy.
Right.
She's good. So.
Yeah. And I think it's like you said, it's hard. And I really, because I do breastfeed, I really try to find that fine line of motivating and like putting someone else down, right? Because I never want anybody else to feel like, well, Shay, because I do have this community for moms, I never want anybody to feel like, if I formula feed my baby, then, because I was half formula fed, half breastfed. My husband was fully, formula fed. So I just think like it's all what, and like you said, you really did want to do it. But guess what, girl? You got a whole nother child to figure it out with. So, and next time, honestly, like you said, I'll see what happens. Just because I'm breastfeeding
That's how
the
I
first
am,
time, I don't know what's
Cry
going to happen next time, because it's like it's some positives, but nobody talks about the other stuff that come with it, like the major attachment.
I was just gonna say that.
The baby want to be right up on your hip the whole time. Like they don't talk about that. The first 2 weeks, the baby on your breast every single hour. Like they don't talk about that stuff. So it's definitely pros and cons to it. So. Today's episode is sponsored by InFocus Media. From portraits, weddings, and sporting events, they have all of your media needs. Be sure to visit their Instagram page at InFocus Media and their website, infocusmedia.com, and let them know Mommy Me Please podcast sent you. Back to the show. So, going into our popcorn session, I'm going to do it a little different this time because of my unpreparedness. So, I'm going to have them ask me a question, and then if you guys want to, you can actually, like, answer with your answers if you want to, but y'all can ask Me a question.
Okay.
Don't give me no hard question. Who can go first? Okay.
What? So let's see. What is now? I know being a mom is like the best gift, but I know, like you said, in all honesty, there's some things that's like that was hard. So what is one thing that you were like, I'm going to do this, or I'm gonna be so pro this, and then you're like, okay, I have to adjust. Like I got to do this instead.
I don't want to talk about the same one I always talk about, so I'll say that, but then I'll go to the other one. So one was really the bed. Like I always say, like I didn't want my daughter to sit with me, and she right there. She's still right there up under me. But another one that let me see. Maybe it's the TV thing.
Yeah, girl.
I was thinking it too.
And she's 5 months now, and she's really, really in tune with the phone for whatever reason. And I'm kind of nervous. But I will wake up in the morning sometimes and just put her in the mama room and sit her right in front of the TV. Sometimes I go back to sleep. Sometimes I just... So, like, the TV thing, I always said, like, well, my baby gonna be in books. Oh, that's another thing. I said I was gonna read... Look, y'all, I tried. Like, look, don't bash me. But, like... The book thing, I said I was going to read her book every day. Y'all, I try to find a time in the day. I ain't got time to read no book every day, okay? But I try my best to do what I can. But the TV definitely, I just sit her, it keeps her content. And when she hear the cocoa melon, she get the rocking. I'm just like, all right, she good. You know, for a couple minutes, I can do some stuff around the house. So that, and then the book thing, I really said, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get better, though, because I do want to read her some books. So, but that's a couple things that didn't go as planned.
The book.
How do you, this one's a little bit different, I feel like, because it's something I need answers to. How do you feel like, or if you figured out, how do you still make time for, like, you and your husband, being a mom, whereas, because we struggle. So, yeah, like, with date nights, we're like, okay, once a week, or, no.
So, with us, we haven't solidify everything, like, okay, we're going to do this on this day. But I think and we're still working through it. But I think finding those times where, okay, Aubrey's asleep or Aubrey's not here, so using that time to be intentional about spending time together. So I'll just be very transparent. My husband loves the game, right? He loves to play the game, okay? So, and it's, like I said, I'm still working through it. So I have to understand as a wife, okay, every time Aubrey's gone or every time Aubrey's asleep, he may want to play the game, you know, but I feel like I'm more important, right?
Yes.
But I think it's important for me to, and like I said, I'm still working through it, but it's important for me to realize, like, he needs that outlet too, right? Like, so he's been with Aubrey all day, or he's been helping with Aubrey, he's been working. That's kind of like his outlet. And see, my love language is quality time, but that's not necessarily his love language. You know what I'm saying? So, like, but I think there's a balance. So, like, the other night, Aubrey was asleep, and we was like, all right, she's asleep. So we went back in the playroom, and we, like, watched a movie. We got through a whole movie, y'all. Like, we never get through a whole movie. So that was, like, but I think being intentional and, like, just communicating about it. Like, I tell him sometimes, like, hey, you know, what you doing tonight? Sometimes he'll joke me playing the game just to see, like, my reaction, and I'll be like, it's not funny. Like, but I just think being intentional and communicating, because you don't want to, like, hold those feelings in when you really want to spend time with him. Because another thing, they can't read our minds, right? So we may think, because that's my love language, like, okay, JR should know that because we ain't got nothing to do right now, he should spend time with me. If I don't communicate that, he's not, he ain't think about that, because he don't, I'm not going to say he don't care. That's not his love language. He want to play the game. But if I communicate that, he feels like, okay, well, you know, yeah, I'll need to spend some time then, you know. So I think communicating and just finding balance.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and I feel like I need to find some stuff to do. Now I do have stuff to do, but me being bored, oh, that was even worse, but that's a whole other topic.
That's good too, though, because I would find myself, like you just said, like, oh, okay, he has the game. It was like baby husband was my life. So it's like, when he goes and plays the game, what am I going to do?
Yes.
So, yeah, I think I've tried to find, like, some shows now that I can get into. Like, that way while he's playing the game, I ain't worried about you. Like,
bye. Go play your game.
I can catch up on my show. So, yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, finding something to do. Because, when I'm bored and you playing the game, oh, now I really feel some type of way. Because now I ain't got nothing to do. So I'm sitting up in there watching them play the game. Just a hot mess.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's true.
Okay, cool. Well, anything else y'all want to say? Any tips you want to give a mom? Like, any tips? Pregnancy, mom, life, anything. They look like,
I'll say for being a mom, sometimes you have to throw a schedule out the door.
Mm-hmm.
There are times I'm like, okay, today we're gonna do this. And sometimes like, she's gonna be 3, like only once in her life.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy it. Like, sometimes I get tired of playing hide and go seek. I get sick and tired of playing hide, but I just do it. So like, throw the plans out the door sometimes. Just have fun with your kids and have
fun and throw out the schedule. I like that.
Yes, have
Yeah.
fun.
I think too, like, you can do it. And then also for me, I think I've learned, like, life is gonna go on. So like you just basically said, if I didn't get to do this today, like, the sun's still gonna come up the next day.
Yep.
So we can maybe try again tomorrow. So I think that's good too. Like, not beating yourself up, knowing that you have another day, you have another opportunity. So
That's good. Leave the laundry in the basket.
yes,
girl.
yes.
It ain't gotta get folded up.
Yes, it don't.
It don't. I mean, we
Yes.
want it to get done.
Yes.
The dishes, we want to get
Yeah.
done. Girl, like the sun gonna come up tomorrow.
Yes.
And you'll maybe get it done.
Get it done the next time.
Right.
Right.
The next time. All right, well that's good. Thank you guys for coming by, sharing your stories, a couple tips, and questioning me. I definitely enjoyed you guys, and thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of the Mind Me Please podcast. And I will see you guys in my next episode. Bye.
Together, there's nothing better. It's